Hi, I'm Gregg Johnson, the CEO of Invoca, and as we do the countdown to Invoca Summit coming up on October 4th, we are speaking to some of our innovative customers who have been selected as finalists for our annual Invoca Summit Award. So today I'm excited to be joined by Todd from the BBQGuys team. He is a senior business analyst. Brian, thanks for joining us and congrats on the selection as a finalist for the Invoca Summit Awards.
Hey, Greg, happy to be here today. Just wanted to say thank you for inviting us, and we're happy to be nominated.
Well, it's always great to talk to the BBQGuys team. If you're an Invoca, if you're a member of the Invoca community, you will probably know by now that I love barbecuing and grilling, having grown up in the South. So you all as a customer have a special place in my heart, but it's also because you're agile and you're big enough to have big company opportunities and problems, but still small enough to be agile and do stuff about it. So tell us, what's new with the BBQGuys business in general? How are things going in this post-pandemic world?
Well, thanks, Greg. Yeah, 2022 has been a pretty great year for BBQGuys. We are looking at expanding into lots of different areas. This year was the first year where we opened up different logistics areas in Mechanicsburg and San Bernardino. We're now shipping out of 3 locations across the U.S. instead of just 1 in Baton Rouge. We also opened up our design center in Atlanta, and so we'll also be having a customer-facing team out there in Atlanta as well. And we're looking forward to sort of meeting those customers where they are.
Well, I'm an Atlanta native, so I look forward to visiting the BBQGuys design center.
We hope to see you soon, Greg.
When I go back to visit, this is one interesting thing. We've been working at BBQGuys for a few years, and a lot of the work that we had done with the team focused around digital marketing, but it sounds like you all are starting to use Invoca with some of your offline marketing as well.
That's right. Like I said, this year we opened our new design center in Atlanta. It sort of coincided in a similar time frame with the Atlanta Braves. We're playing in the playoffs this year. I don't know if you guys are baseball fans or not. They were playing St. Louis. And so one of the things that our executives and our advertising teams were looking for was to see if their physical signage, their non-digital advertising, was having an effect on our call center, an effect on customers coming to our website directly. And we were really able to find some of those customers, those specific instances where they saw the BBQGuys sign behind home plate while the Atlanta Brave was batting. And they came to our website during or after the game, and we were able to show they had some success in finding what they were looking for.
That's great. It reminds me of a lot of customers who use Invoca numbers and technology around things like direct response television ads and things like that, kind of other non-digital sources. So it's great to see that, and I will keep an eye out for BBQGuys signage in my next time I'm watching a Braves game. One other thing that's interesting for you all is I know a lot of our customers focus on sort of the customer acquisition part of the customer journey. How do you first do a sale to a customer? But there's a lot of insight to become from the continuing, ongoing parts of the customer journey in other areas. Do you mind sharing a little bit about how Invoca call conversational data fits into what you guys are trying to do as a focus and a strategy around competing with some of the big box retailers that are out there?
Absolutely. One of the prime selling points that BBQGuys is really able to bring to the customer that I think a lot of big boxes aren't able to sort of provide is that we have a bit of a smaller company feel. We may be a growing company, we may be an online company, but we still pride ourselves in having that prime customer service mentality, that customer engagement mentality, and we're looking to make sure that the voice of the customer is always heard in our company. And so we do that mainly through customer reviews. If you come to the website, you can always leave a review, but you can also call into our call center. And after the purchase or post-purchase, as it were, when customers are calling in, if they have an issue with their order, if they have an issue with the product, we want to know about that. Certainly, Invoca's call recordings and the transcript service has offered us tons of ways to be able to sort of hone in and narrow down those issues with the products that the customers are having. And we have some very specific wins this year where we were able to identify an issue with some of our products or some of our vendors' products that we needed to pass on to the research and development team and get a fix in for very quickly.
Yeah, that's a really interesting use case. I mean, it's interesting in my mind in twofolds. One is, if you do post-call surveys or if you're relying on people to do online reviews, if you get a really good response rate, maybe you get like 2 to 3% of those individuals who opt in to do those reviews. And so the idea that you can mine the actual data from the customer interaction directly, as opposed to having to rely on the customer to opt in to give you that feedback, is interesting. So it sounds like you've sort of taken an operationalized input from the voice channel kind of alongside what you're doing, reviews, surveys, other things like that.
Very much so. We have tons of data about what customers are looking for pre-purchase, but we don't always get the grade on how their purchase went after the fact. So when we hear in reviews, whether it's on the site or on the phone, we love to hear that, and we want to make sure that our customers are happy no matter what their experience was.
Yeah, and I also think of it as really interesting for you all strategically as a distribution partner for some, up the value chain manufacturers, your ability to come back to them and say, hey, this is what we're hearing from customers. This is what they'd like to see out of their product. That's certainly helps make you more relevant as a partner, which is always great too. As you look forward to the next 6 months, we're quickly into 2023. Who knows where the time goes? Anything in particular of interest for you all from BBQGuys, just broadly speaking across the business?
Well, yeah, we're certainly excited about 2023. We are looking to expand into different areas. Some of the areas we've tried to go into before, some of the areas are completely new to BBQGuys. One area that has always been a challenge, or one that we've been excited to sort of expand into, is our outdoor living. And it sort of takes a lot more, like I was talking before about that voice of the customer. We really have to understand the trends and the eye and the thing that the customers are particularly looking for. It's one thing if you're selling them a grill because it's a big metal box, but if you're selling them a piece of patio furniture, they want it to look a specific way. They want it to match their outside. They want it to feel how they want it to feel. And in a lot of ways, we're able to sort of look at the customer and make those determinations and find where the customer is at and sell to them there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think, with an online business, getting that deep qualitative insight is always a challenge. And each one of those individual customer touch points is loaded with data, loaded with insight, if you can find a way to tap into it. So it's encouraging and exciting for me to hear you all as a customer sort of leaning into that angle of how do we get more strategic insight to our customers and how do we better understand what they're doing. Well, Brian, as always, both as a customer and as a partner, always enjoy speaking with you all. Continue to appreciate the BBQGuys relationship, and we'll look forward to letting you know if you win or not in just a couple of weeks as we get to Invoca Summit.
Greg, I'm super excited. As always, like you said, it was a great chat, and we're just happy to be nominated. We want to wish congratulations to all the finalists and the winners.
Great. Well, if any of you have not registered yet for Invoca Summit coming on October 4th, you can do so at invoca.com/summit, and look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everybody.